Hello and welcome to VollGazzRacing Season 11, Division 2, Round number 8 here at the Chang International Circuit. Apologies for not speaking for the first part of the session. But anyway, I'm here now when Legendary is the first person to start a lap after missing Motegi last week. The Frenchman taking a week off, I don't know quite why. But the Chang International Circuit is a very difficult track. It's very short, when you look at the layout, it's quite simple. It's just a few 90-degree corners and hairpins, but it is quite technical when you go into it. It's got that corner of Legendary actually perfecting that. They're hitting the curb, losing the front, but that gain that little bit of turning to take a bit more corner speed, and they absolutely nailed that. So Legendary, he's not had the greatest of luck this season. I don't think he's even been on the podium, even though he's had a number of occasions where he's had podium pace. He hasn't won since Le Mans last year in his home Grand Prix. But Aaron Jacko, he is champion-elect, 22 points ahead of Hitstick and 28 points in front of last week's winner Mogsy. As Legendary now comes up to the line, Aaron completely blows the final corner. And he goes second by quite a margin. And Freddie goes to the top. And No Star now, where will he go? He jumps into third. And Aaron Jacko is now off the front row of the grid. Q Gamer goes into fourth. Mr. Hitstick takes fourth. And Mogsy is on free red sector. So, Mogsy, usually his first lap, his banker lap, doesn't come until later on in the session. But he's a reformed man this year on the Prima Pramat Racing Ducati, and into the final corner. This braking zone is really deceiving, really hard to pick out where the hell it actually is. Changes every single year, but coming up to the line, and he goes to pole position by 0.7 of a second, just about. And race 3 is now coming to the line, and he goes into 8th place. So just Jay Davis, dreaded head, the only riders yet to set lap times, but straight out of the blocks. Mogsy, very impressive lap time, 26.7. These guys have been doing low, about mid-26s. Aaron has actually managed to pull off a 25, which I'm sure he's just working into, and I'm sure he'll definitely get a lot of time in this last sector, given his massive mistake into this final corner here. Looking inside, last week he was struggling with braking, so we'll see if that's still the thing, because you don't want braking problems around this track. And Aaron straight away closed the gap to Mogsy and is 1/10 behind. But Mogsy's improving further. I think it's a 26.3, his best time. No Star jumps to the front row. Jay Davies sets his banker lap, goes into 7th place. Destroy Jack for some reason isn't here, unfortunately. He's put in some great performances over the past couple of rounds. Mogsy get all on the curb. He's got it all nice and done. Up to the line, and he improves by another 1/10 of a second. Davies, he's got Hitstick in front. Hitstick had a bit of a disaster in Motegi. We wait to see what happens here in Chang, just not far away from Japan. So try and find Legendary down here. As he's set to improve and could go onto the front row if he makes just over 0.2 of a second of improvement into the final corner. He seems like he's got the braking marker sorted for that last turn up to the line, and he does go into 3rd place by 0.5 of a second. I think I've got the hiccup, so that's ideal. Into the final corner, it's like half a second away from 5th place. And that's Davies going up into the pits. Hitstick does close that gap and remains in 6th, but he's only 1,000th of a second away, and he's not that far from the front row either. But Mogsy and Aaron seem to have extended that gap. They've had an advantage over everybody else. It's pulling over, making sure he gets out of anyone's way that's coming, which is no one. I'm assuming he's run out of fuel. And Freddie now is on a lap. Somebody's just in front of him, giving him some slipstream. Well, that was Reese. Hope that didn't put Freddie off too much. Into 6th gear. Now you shift back down to 4th or 3rd gear, depending on your gear ratios. And then into this turn 5. Really awkward corner, you get into turn 6, 7, 8 and so on. It's really long hanging corners. Then this corner in the wet is an absolute nightmare. You can just tip it in here and just lose the front with no warning whatsoever. Into the 4th sector now, and Freddie looks like he's not going to improve on this lap unless he can find something in this final sector, and really can find a lot of time in the last corner. And Freddie running the hard front as well, so getting some good race information. But in theory, in the braking zones, he should be stronger than everybody else. But in the middle sector, where there's a lot and all the long hanging corners, he should be struggling to get that extra edge grip. And at the moment, Aaron is getting stuck behind Jay Davies. And he's going to back off and go again. Make sure he doesn't invalidate. And we'll go with Dreaded Head because he hasn't set a lap time yet. The only rider yet to set a lap time. And Dreaded Heads have been really inconsistent. Last season, he finished 2nd in the championship. I know 3rd. Sorry, he got pipped right at the end. But yeah, he's been really inconsistent. One round he's fighting for the podium, the next he's struggling to even get inside the top 10. So definitely something he needs to work on as he goes into the hairpin. And I can just tell, I feel like this is the first laps he's done around the circuit all week. Because he thought the way he's braking is a little bit tentative. And Aaron is improving in sector 1, but he has said red sector. Well, sector 1 sort of determined on when you brake, so it's not the most influential of sector points. More like sector 2 is where you're going to get the best understanding of where you are. And Aaron's improving further. And Freddie, we'll go to Freddie, who is improving currently in 5th place, looking to try and get onto the front row. If you can find 0.2 of a second, that'll be enough to put the KTM, the RC16, on the front row. The grid always ran wide, and with that, he has managed to actually go into 3rd. So I think that might have to be reviewed because that was a clear invalidation. And ready to head now into the final corner, up to the line. And he moves into 9th. Aaron Jacko goes pole. He finds it all in the last sector. And Mogsy now is two red sectors in the 2nd and 3rd sector. So it's all in this last sector. And I guarantee it's all in the last corner, really. Aaron probably just able to brake a little bit later and get it stopped a bit quicker. Into the final corner, Mogsy does that okay. Up to the line, rider device used. And Mogsy retakes the place. Obviously back onto the front row, back onto pole position. He wants that TSO Watcher No Star replaces Freddie at the top. Legendary now with a red sector, won't even know, obviously just previously stated that the 1st sector isn't the greatest of indicators for how fast of a lap you're on. Ooh, he's not taking that corner as well as I've seen before into this corner, and he is improving still. The front end is staying down on that Aprilia. That's something we don't often see in this game for some strange reason. The Aprilia loves to have a little bit of a wheelie. Guessing he's just moving out his input controls, and maybe he's got the bike set up to wheelie just a little bit less than normal, and maybe the ECU as well. But lots of improvements going on in this final sector. We've got Q Gamer. Dreaded Head improves but doesn't improve in position. And Q Gamer doesn't improve. Will J Davies improve? Yes, he does, but not in position. Legendary is now the next rider up. Can he retake the spot from Freddie? Yes, he can. He jumps onto the front row of the grid. Now Freddie's improving, so the track's evolving very quickly here. Well, because he always invalidated his lap, I'm guessing he's going to box. He has got time to know he's going to carry on. And I don't know why he's done that. He might as well just try to box, because he's invalidated this lap and he's only got one more lap after that. So I think that's a bit of a mistake. Q Gamer is red sector 1. He's absolutely nowhere at the moment. 1.8 seconds off. The former winner from Jerez on the LCR Honda Castrol bike. Really struggling with this season. Not just struggling with crashes. Really, just he can be fine up there at the front, and he'll took the front. He hit the curb. Something will go wrong. And Freddie now is on course to improve once more. Let's hope he takes this last corner a bit better than he did last time. There's a massive shake, and he runs really wide, and he is going to box, and it's going to be tight for him if he can make it back. And Jay Davies is Muggsy's gone down at turn 5. Good bad lap. Q Gamer going into the final corner now. Oh, Jay Davies had a massive lock up on the rear and goes down. Q Gamer does improve in that position. Jay Davies waiting patiently to let Legendary. Oh, he's run out of fuel, and that is his session over. Legendary does improve further and extends his advantage over No Star and Freddie to hold on to that front row position. So Legendary making use of the week off he had, and putting one of the strongest qualifying performances he's had all season. Aaron Jacko, he's got 2 more goes at this as Skydiff has joined the session, so we will restart the session. Hopefully, if anybody who isn't here already, I can give them an invite as well, and just hope that someone like Destroyer Jack or something like that can join the session. As Aaron into the final corner, I feel like he's got to try and set this up for this last go round. He does not improve. This is the last chance for Aaron to take pole position from Moggsy. Moggsy not had a pole position all year, and Moggs are red sector 1. What's Aaron going to pull off? He didn't do turn 1 great from the looks of it. Missed the apex quite badly, and he's going to miss the apex as well, and that is the lap over for Aaron. Pushing way too hard, and Moggsy, I think, is going to take pole position, and he might even extend his advantage more as he's got 2 red sectors now as we're in the 3rd. Can the Welshman do a 26? Can he do a 26-2? He's at the curve a bit there, and he's lost time. That corner, I think, is the worst one on the track. Turn 8. It's an absolute nightmare. It really sucks you in. It's the final corner, hard braking from 5th to 2nd or 1st gear, depending on your preference. Right at the vice, I think News up to the line. He does not improve his lap time, but I think the TISO pole watch will go the way of Moggsy, as Reese is improving on his lap time, still running his Ben Speeds inspired helmet. Probably is actually just a Ben Speeds replica from 2009-10. So we'll have Skydiff returning to the grid after missing the last couple of rounds due to exams, which hopefully he has done a good job of. If we finish on the podium, I'm sure we can ask him. But Reese now the final rider to finish the session. We'll give everyone that's practicing to turn 1, because turn 1 can be chaotic, especially with how short the run is. So Moggsy takes his first pole position of the season, and that is quite rare for Moggsy. I don't actually remember the last time he took pole, but we can ask him part firm, assuming he'll finish on the podium. Aaron takes 2nd after quite a hard battle. Legendary 3rd, No Star 4th, Freddie 5th, Hitstick 6th, J David 7th, Q Gamer in 8th, Trinity Head in 9th, and Reese will round out the top 10. Skydiff will be 11th, and anybody else who joins afterwards will be 12th and onwards.
riders are lined up on the starting grid. The countdown begins for the lights to go out. Just a few moments more and the Thai Grand Prix will begin.
So let's hope that these guys can have a good practice start. Knowing these guys, they won't, but let's see. As Muggs had a terrible start, so he's got lucky there. Going to turn 1, and there's many, many crashes. One of them being Muggsy, actually. So that's gone Muggsy's way.
Interviews with the riders who made the podium, but in the meantime, let's take a look.
So we'll just wait just a couple of minutes just in case anybody else joins. Probably won't though. Give everybody a chance to go to the toilet or whatever. Right, I don't think anyone's joining, so let's get the lobby going. That's lucky to Kino choice. That's lucky. Or they would have wiped the floor with these lot, depending on how much he practiced. Takio would be good in Division 1, to be fair. Just waiting on a few riders. Just no star and ready to head to go. Right, let's get going. Hopefully everybody gets a good start. No spinning. Nobody gets taken out turn one. We do have one red flag. So, if anything goes wrong, we can bring out the red flag. Hard front, medium rear, I expect for everybody. Cloudy if it was warm, maybe the harder tyre, but from my experience in these cloudy conditions, the medium rear can more than hold up with the amount of grip it's got. The lights are on, and we're off. And Jay Davies are getting a brilliant start from the third row of the grid as we head in towards turn one. It's going to be Jay Davies who sits Aaron up into turn one. And as they all file through, it's going to be Q Gamer, I think, who's going to take the lead of the race from right at the back of the grid. As they all head down into turn one. And Jay Davies takes the lead into turn three as everybody all files through. Oh, this hairpin's really bad. Oh no! Davies has gone down and Aaron Jacko has hit the RNF Aprilia, and that now leaves Mogsy and Q Gamer side by side down the back straight, heading towards turn four, and Q Gamer takes the lead. Mogsy's going up the inside. Oh, and Hicks has gone down as well. I don't even know where's he crashed. Oh, Mogsy forcing his way. Oh, he's forced Q Gamer right off the track. And Mogsy telling him to leave position. And he's done that naturally, so it's okay. As it goes into turn 8, he's going to go around the outside kick. Oh my lord. That was a really tight squeeze. And somehow, Sky, he started last and he's in third. Oh, and there's so much contact with everybody here. As we head down towards the hairpin for the first time, and it's Legendary who leads the way. At the end of lap one. But despite the crash, Aaron is actually in 6th place, not that far away, but Legendary's gone down. Mogsy's, oh dear. Given the amount of, I'm going to give a red flag to the amount of chaos that's going on in that first lap. There's way too much chaos going on there. Really a chance to breathe. So many collisions with everyone, it was ridiculous. Let's give everyone a couple of seconds to cool off. And we'll get going again.
All the riders are lined up on the starting grid. The countdown begins for the lights to go out.
Well, let's hope this time it's a bit more clean.
The Thai Grand Prix will begin.
So once again, for the third is the third time. For it's actually the second time. We're off. And Mogsy this time gets a good getaway as they head towards turn one for the first time, and it's going to be Aaron who leads. Oh, Q Gamer's gone down, Race Reese has gone down. No more red flags to be given, but Aaron Jacko's got really lucky here, and he leads the way. He was down in 6th. Wasn't actually that far from the group though, when Aaron's going to run quite wide. Mogsy's going to follow him even worse, and Jay Davies has gone down again. And Aaron Jacko leads the way. Half a second ahead of Mogsy, who's got Legendary for company, as they head down towards turn 4 for the first time. Aaron taking that corner a little bit tight and lost quite a considerable amount of time. So Aaron leads just about ahead of Mogsy, Legendary, Freddy, Sky, Deef, Mr. Hitstick and No Star, and Dreddy ahead. They're the ones who've managed to stay on during this opening lap. A lot safer this time, not seeing as many hit markers, not many crashes. So I think the red flag has served its purpose, thankfully. And Freddie and Hadif had a battle there, and it looks like Freddie's won the exchange between the two. He's down to the hairpin for the first time. And No Source going up the inside of Hitstick. And he's going to run the curb, use Hadif as a berm, and move into 6th place quite successfully. Hitstick's going to fight back on the brakes into turn 1. And Hitstick takes the place back. Now Legendary is attacking Mogsy. Mogsy's made some form of mistake, but Mogsy now in the slipstream really overtakes the Aprilia onto the brakes. And he's through, but Legendary's got the tighter line. So many different lines you can take for this section. Hitstick has managed to pass Hadif, but Hadif's got him back, and now they're side by side. And No Star now takes the position. Hitstick's apply all the way to the right and go up the inside of Malaysian into turn 4, but he's going to run hard, and Hitstick has really lost time there. So is No Star, and Hadif takes the place back and moves back into 5th place quite easily. So much slipstream, so many different lines you can take throughout the circuit. It's and it's so wide as well when it's again sucked into the slipstream there. Aaron pulling, couple of attempts a sector, pulled out 4 attempts on this lap. He will be thanking his lucky stars that the red flag came out, because his life, I think, would have been a lot more difficult than this. But he was in this position last week, and under pressure from Mogsy and Aprilia, and unfortunately he went down. So I think that'll be in the back of his mind, just to make sure he doesn't do that again, as Jay Davis was really wild in the background there. As we start lap number 3. Aaron Jack with the fastest lap of the race. And Sky Hadif, I'm pretty sure, is going to try and overtake Freddie into the hairpin. But Hadif's taking a tighter line, and that's just not worked. He's now in the slipstream of the KTM again. But I don't think the straight's going to be long enough, and I don't think he'll be a good enough run to attempt any sort of move on the Frenchman. And Aaron now was pulled out 2 attempts further on Mogsy in the pass sector. And Mogsy's also got to be careful of track limits. He's already got 3 track limits warnings, so if he gets 2 more, that's a long lap penalty. And the long lap here is quite long. It's quite, I'd say it's quite simple to do, but the length of it's quite annoying, so don't really make it. Oh, Mogsy's definitely made a mistake. I think he's probably at the inside curb. And No Star's gone down. That promotes Hitstick up to 6th place. And Hadif having a great run through turn 9. And he's through, but Freddie turns it back underneath, and the KTM's back in front of the Honda. Oh, not anymore. Well, unfortunately, Freddie's just been lagged off. I don't quite know who by. Somebody's lag has just caused Freddie to go down, whether it's his own or somebody in front. But it's these two now starting to break away. Mogsy's got another track limits warning, so Mogsy's got to be really careful here. Aaron with none, so Aaron's riding within his limits. Mogsy maybe just pushing a little bit too much. As Davies and No Star now fight at the front, fight for 7th place. Just 2 attempts between them. And I think Aaron's made some more mistake on this lap, because the gap's dropped by 6 attempts. So Aaron may be running wide at turn 4 or something like that. The curves are just really lethal. They don't actually knock you off as far as I'm aware in the drive, but they just force you to sit the bike up. And you just lose a lot of momentum from it. And these guys are now concluding training, and Jay Davis goes up the inside of No Star into turn, I think that's turn 5, 6, 8. This is 9, and then into 10. Into 11, and then up to the final corner, which is turn 12. Unless the corners are numbered differently to how I would have. And Davis runs quite wide through the hairpin. So Johnny Head has got to be careful. He is under attack from an Aprilia and a Yamaha. Davies in the slipstream, but he's not gaining, so I don't think he's got the right. He's got the power 3 setting on to close in. Straight ahead, who was run really wide, and Davies has gone through. Or has he? Straight ahead with the wide line is able to take more exit speed, but Davies seems to have got the better run through the higher gears, and moves into 6th places. Straight ahead has a massive wobble on the brakes into turn 4, onto the curb as well. He's having a lot of wobbles on the brakes here when he's upright. Doesn't look very comfortable at all. And No Star looks like he's going to be taking him very, very soon. Ooh, Fiddy just doesn't look comfortable at all. There's no fluidity in his movements, and No Star barges. Oh my god, he barged his way up the inside. It unsettled the Yamaha when he went down, and Dreadhead just missed his bike. But back at the front end of the grid, and it is Hadif who's now putting some pressure on Legendary. Mr. Hit 6th and 5th, running his own race. Doesn't seem to have the pace for the podium. But saying that, I think he might be closing in on these two, so just have to wait and see. So into the braking zone of turn 3 now, exiting the hairpin. The gap's just yo-yo between Mogsy and Aaron. Constantly between about 7 tenths to 1.4, so I think the pair of them are making mistakes here and there. If they're all going to crash, your ideal place to crash is going to be the final corner. It's the slowest corner on the circuit, so you can respawn quicker. You don't want to be crashing at somewhere like turn 4, because the bike will take forever to respawn. Legend did a fantastic job. It's the best ride he's done all season, by far. Stayed out of a lot of trouble. Luckily, as I said before, he has got to be very, very careful. Track limits, just one more warning, and it's a long lap penalty. And currently, the gap he's got to Legendary isn't big enough if he was to get one. Legendary's just outside that slipstream window, so down these straights he's safe from any form of attack from Hadif. They've just make a couple mistakes here and there running the curb sometimes, and the gap at the front's the biggest it's been all race long, 1.7 seconds. So, and Hitsix really wide there, so Hitsix isn't closing in on these two anymore. So he's going to have to rely on some form of battling or mistake by these two to get onto the podium. And I think Aaron's going to move into the 2-second window. Yeah, he has. So Aaron now 2 seconds in the lead of the race. Moxie's really struggling now, so I don't know if he's got some tyre issues or nerves, or because he had really strong late race pace in Sokol, but his late race pace in Motegi was quite poor. But I just don't know if that was down to nerves and bringing the bike home from in the position he was. As Aaron, I think, made quite a mistake at turn 1, as he's lost well over half a second. It's just these mistakes, these small mistakes you can make, and this track just punishes you for them. And Freddy's Head is the first person to pick up a long lap, and Freddy, I think, is in range to do an overtake. He's going to go round the outside, will now turn to the inside. No, Freddy Head blocked it off. But Freddy Head just doesn't look fluid at all around this place. And Freddy with quite good amount of ease in the slipstream, blast past the Aprilia, And Sky Deef is now within slipstream range of the RSGP Aprilia of Legendary. And Race Reese has also now picked up a long lap penalty. It's hard if he's going to be able to strike at any point. He's in the slipstream, so he's going to have to brake a tiny bit earlier than Legendary. Or a bit earlier than he usually would for his braking marker. Legendary's at the curb. So he's got to set the sub. He's going to try and get the best exit possible out of turn 1. Which he hasn't really done. And he's going to try and talk into the slipstream, but he's just not close enough, I don't think, to pull off any kind of move. Oh, and Legendary. He keeps saying these curves, but he's not making the greatest use of entry, so that's compromised his own exit, so... Whoa, and Adam getting really close to the curb. Hickstick's gone down. Hickstick's gone down at turn 4. And that could be a big thing for the championship. As Hickstick now drops to 9th place. That is a 13-point swing in Aaron's favour, and that would push him up to 35 points in the lead of the championship. However, Mogsy would then inherit 2nd place and would be 31 points behind. With 2 rounds remaining, with 2 races and 1 sprint. So, if hang on, Sky Deef is going to make the move on Legendary. But Legendary's going to fight back straight away, as you should do. But Harry's retaking the place, getting the better exit out of the hairpin. And that's Legendary's job, to stay in the slipstream of the Honda through turn 1 for the back straight. But Harry's really nailed that corner. And I think he's going to be safe. So, Mogsy, 31 points behind Aaron for a live championship standings. If things are stay like this, and in the sprint at Mugello, if he is not to win, well, not to beat Aaron will be crowned champion in the sprint race. But Mogsy's not giving up. 1.3 seconds. Ooh. Oh, Q game has gone down, and Dreading Head's gone. So these 2 pretty identical pace all round. Just Mogsy making probably. Oh, there's a big mistake from Mogsy there. Just Mogsy making too many big mistakes compared to Aaron. Oh, Legendary's gone down. He was running such a good race, and he's actually managed to stay in 4th. But it's a big mistake. And Muggs' lap is now dropped. He's gone from being 1.2 seconds behind to 2 seconds. That one mistake from Muggsy has just really hampered his run. Sorry. And I think Aaron now is in a safe 1st place. Not that he can relax, but just keep doing what he's doing. He's ran really well. He bit the hairpin. That's going to cost him a bit of lap time. But he has managed to get the better exit cut of it, so he's okay. Oh, now they're running quite wide. But I think, assuming everybody stays on, this is how the order's going to finish for these top 3. .6 seconds. The gap just keeps showing me lap by lap. One lap one makes a mistake, and the next lap the other makes a mistake. But I think Monksy's just made the bigger mistakes at the wrong time. He didn't get he got a good start, but unfortunately being on the left hand side, he was forced to run wide at turn 1, and Aaron got the best luck of the draw really, and from then on he's been able to just extend the gap. Two laps to go, 1.5 seconds. Jay Davies on for another top 5. Despite his crash early on. And Hadif running wide, I think, somewhere. But Hadif now, I think he's just backed off. Wants to consolidate 3rd place. And Freddie and as I said, Davies was on for 5th, but Freddie's managed to catch him up somehow. And is moving into 5th. Jay Davies is up the inside of turn 4. Freddie holds it round the outside. And he's going to fire up the inside for turn 5. Oh, he's knocked him off. Big mistake there by Jay Davies. Completely round him out the way. And we start the final lap now. Aaron having a couple of goes. God, turning in to the final corner, onto the final lap, into turn 1. It seems like Aaron's just been a bit tentative now, and he's lost 4/10 from that tentativeness. But Mogsy hitting the curb on exit, so he's going to lose his drive. I hope people have been careful with fuel because Changa's a fuel-heavy circuit. Aaron with big slides on the brakes, and he's round wide. This is probably the second to last danger corner for crashing. Through here, nice and careful. Mogsy taking a lot more risk, taking a lot faster. And Mogsy's just closing in as Aaron's really taking it extremely cautious, making sure he doesn't make any stupid mistakes. He runs over the curb. He's got away with it. No, this is one of the corners I think is quite dangerous, but in the dry it's okay. It's not the wet. And I think Jay Davies has failed his long lap penalty. And here we go into the final corner. And barring no big dramas, Aaron Jacko is going to win here at the Chang International Circuit. His 5th win of the season. And has got one hand on the trophy. Mogsy takes 2nd. Sky Deef on his return after his exams will finish in 3rd. Legendary will finish in 4th after his crash. No Star will take 5th from Jay Davies, who on track will finish 6th, but will finish a lot further behind. Mr. Freddy takes 7th. Hitstick is in 8th. Q Gamer will be the last person to cross the line in 9th, with Race Reese rounding out the field in 10th.
While the riders enjoy a well-deserved
So Aaron Jacko extends his championship lead by quite a sizable margin. Mogsy in 2nd, moves into 2nd in the championship. Sky Deef in 3rd, turning to the podium. Legendary 4th, No Star 5th, Freddy 6th, Hitstick 7th, Jay Davies 8th, Q Gamer 9th, Racers in 10th, and Dreaded Head rounding out the field in 11th. So we will start with the 3rd place man, Sky Hadif. So Hadif, after missing 2 races, you return, you start in last, and you finish in 3rd place. How was the race? Great job, and welcome back. So we would now move on. Move on to our second place finisher, Mogsy. Pole position, your first pole position in quite a while. Unfortunately, you were one of the beneficiaries from the first start, but unfortunately, it got red flagged, and it just seemed like you just couldn't recover the gap that you lost to Aaron in the early laps.
No, yeah, definitely. Been a while since I took pole last. It was season 6, but yeah, the restart definitely not like it helped me a little bit because it helped me get back into my rhythm. But I think I had the pace to catch Aaron, but I just didn't want to take the risk just to bring the championship points home. So.
Okay, good stuff. Thinking while you do have quite a task because you will have to beat Aaron in the sprint race, and beat him by quite a sizable margin in the race following to keep the championship alive. But never say never.
Yep.
And we now move on to our race winner. So, Aaron, the first start you got caught up in a crash at turn 3, but luckily because there was so much chaos going on around you, the red flag came out. You managed to get a good start. You just managed to edge out Legendary through turn 1, survived any chaos into turn 3, and you just held that buffer, and it seemed like the gap was yo-yo, up and down, but eventually it went to your way, and you now got one hand on the trophy heading into Mugello. So what's the feeling like?
Strange. It's one of them things, like you said, the first restart I was sort of obviously a bit stressed, but I just thought I'd pluck along and just try and get back to where I could, obviously, and I was quite revealed when it got obviously restarted. And like I said, once I got that sort of gap that I was sort of comfortable where I could just relax and just sort of do what I wanted to do, and sort of obviously out of slipstream range, I just sort of, tried to be smooth and not make many mistakes. Obviously, as you say, I did make a few mistakes, hence why the gap was so sort of variating. And obviously, as you know, the situation with the fuel, I was having to run power mode 1 quite a lot as well to try and save some fuel for the end, which obviously was why the gap came down so quickly in the last lap, because I was nearly out of fuel, so I had to run to power mode 1. But no, it was just good. I'm excited. I'd say on to Mugello, one of my favourite tracks ever. So yeah, so if I can do it in the sprint, it'd be nice. It's a bit of a dream, so it'd be nice.
Yeah, so 31 points ahead of Mogsy. Mm-hmm. After that race, you'll have 15 points, so you can afford to lose 15. So as long as you don't do a bad job, basically finish on the podium in both races, you will be champion. So just have to wait and see how that goes.
Yes, it's obviously different. I've never been in this situation before. Well, not on this side anyway. I've always been the chaser, so it's quite nice. Well, I wouldn't say it's nice. It's quite pleasant, but at the same time quite stressful. But no, it's good. I just want to bring it home and just do my best. That's all that matters, really.
Yeah. So good job. That is it for Division 2. We'll see you in Division 1 in an hour's time. And, see you next time.